Have a great show, my friends.
Yep, thank you, Brett. So let's say the first play of the game happens. Pronunciation standpoint, the only weird ones. So it's welcome to the Hunter Sportsplex on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. Tonight on Facebook Live is the 2019 CUNYAC Women's Basketball Championship game featuring the top two seeds. The defending champion Brooklyn College Bulldogs at 19-7, the 2 seed. They'll play on the home floor of the top-seeded Hunter College Hawks and at 17-9. Let's have a look at the bracket as the seeds held up. 2-seeded Brooklyn, easy taking care of the College of Staten Island in their semifinal. Hunter on their home floor, rolling through 4th-seeded CCNY. And with that, welcome to our coverage tonight, alongside former Columbia guard Sean Couch and former 4-time U.S. Olympic gold medalist Teresa Edwards. I am Ralph Bednarczyk. So the Stars have aligned this season for Hunter College. Knowing that they would host the CUNY Championships this year regardless, they went out and earned the #1 seed. Teresa, as they look for their first CUNY Championship since 2004, they'll have to get through the defending champion Brooklyn Bulldogs. They do have the conference's Player of the Year in Jada Ponte.
Jada Ponte is bringing the heat. This young lady scored 29 points against City College in the semifinals. She's averaging 19 on the season. She can shoot it inside, she can stop and pop, and definitely she can drop that 3. So I think Brooklyn has their hands full.
The two teams split a pair of meetings this season, and Sean, Brooklyn, they're the defending champs. They're in this game remarkably for the 7th time in the last 8 years. And a year ago, freshman Chanel Jamont was the tournament MVP. She might be the conference's most dominant player.
Yeah, absolutely. Chanel Jamont is probably the most well-rounded player in the conference. She's coming off of 14 double-doubles this year, and also she had a great semifinal game, dominated the glass, and I look for her to have a great game.
Let's welcome in the 4th member of our crew tonight. Working the sideline is John Perez.
Thanks, guys. One of the biggest things that always comes into one of these championship games is the amount of experience when it comes to the players on the court. However, in this matchup, it's the experience on the bench. And that's going to be Alex Lang, the head coach for Brooklyn College, who has been in this game 7 of the last 8 years. And he remembers his first CUNYAC championship game. He just remembers how nervous he was and how rattled he was at that. His team really fed off of that energy. And, of course, that resulted in a Brooklyn loss. So this year, he says that when his team is feeling the adversity, he's just going to be cool, calm, and collected and hopes that his team can feed off of him and sail to back-to-back championships. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, John. When we come back, it's Hunter and Brooklyn in the 2019 CUNY Women's Basketball Championship game. The starting lineups and the opening tip are next.
In New York City, there is a place for people that want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, where if you work hard, the possibilities are endless. A place to learn, train, and play. In that order, the City University of New York Athletic Conference. This is where it all comes together. Find your people, be a part of a team, and don't just play the game, change the game. Champions aren't born, they're built. The City University of New York. Be exceptional.
And welcome back to the Hunter Sportsplex. Ralph Bednarchik with Teresa Edwards, Sean Couch, the Hunter Hawks in the white on white. And here are the Brooklyn College starters. Michelle Pena is the point guard. Taylor George, Ali Mugen, Jasmine Henshin, and Chanel Jamont. And for the Hunter College Hawks, Teresa Long's the point guard with Jada Ponte, the player of the year, Conway Patterson, and Ashley Arias, the starters for Hunter. Maroon on maroon for Brooklyn, the defending champs. Megan Dahlman, Rich Feder, Zoe Robbins doing the honors as our officials. Hunter on their home floor seeking their first conference title since 2004. Brooklyn, who just won it last year, seeking their third. Last year's championship was their first since 1980. Two great defensive teams, both in the top 15 in the country in steals. On the drive, this is Michelle Pena. Chanel Jamont with the shot clock down to 5. Challenged at the rim by Arias, and Hunter rebounds.
I think the half-court poise is going to come into play, not allowing Brooklyn to run and get out running fast, but they did execute well.
Underneath, Teresa Long, wild shot. There is Arias able to kick it out. Jada Ponte got a clean look, but line drive the shot. Sean, you and I talked a lot about nerves in this game. What kind of factor or what kind of impact it could be?
Well, you know, both teams have to establish themselves inside, and I think the team that understands that first gets the ball in the post, plays in and out ball, can, you know, shake those jitters.
Henshin is able to recover it. She's a senior from Salt Lake City, Utah, all the way from Utah to Brooklyn, but she is tied up, and Hunter will get it back.
Ralph, you see Jada Ponte put that shot up really quick. We're going to see how that plays out because it can either get the butterflies out or maybe it settles her down, but she's going to have to settle in and make that shot because it's wide open.
Brooklyn here showing full court pickup. The Bulldogs mostly a man-to-man team, and their coach Alex Lang, they've prided themselves on great defense. Good look at a transition three. Janine Conway is off. Arias another rebound for Hunter. And the fresh shot clock here for the Hawks. And the backdoor cut intercepted by Jamont. And here come the Bulldogs. Jamont with 14 double-doubles. Steps through. Gets her own miss. And Jamont has missed her first couple of looks.
Yeah, that there, you can see her versatility, bringing the ball up, gets in the lane, but, you know, she has to make that shot.
Jamont shooting 49%, second of the CUNYs. That shot is short from three from Janine Conway of Hunter.
That's 3 missed long jumpers off the top of the game for Hunter. They're going to have to settle down, try to force that ball to the basket, attack the rim till they get comfortable.
And Hunter forces another turnover. Aponte chased off the arc, the conference's leading scorer, and she took it to the rim and will go to the free throw line.
Very smart decision. Try to get to the free throw line. Get yourself comfortable.
The head coach of the Hunter Hawks, what a journey it's been. A coach's dream, described John Garrett. His first full recruiting class, able to get to the conference final as seniors. Fifth-year coach. He spent 4 seasons at SUNY Old Westbury as a men's coach. He graduated from Marist College. He's coached golf, cross country at the college level, soccer, and baseball at the high school level. He's done it all. As Aponte makes 1 of 2.
That was a very good move, as Teresa said. Just good move to create space, draw a foul, and kind of get themselves settled into this game. They're on their home floor, so, you know, they have that advantage.
Michelle Pena, she'll split the point guard duties with freshman Kayla Trembone. So the Bulldogs very young in that spot after graduating the great Karen Mack. Here's Taylor George. Henshin knocks down the jumper. Jasmine Henshin, out of a junior college in Washington, provides so much toughness. Brooklyn puts the pressure on as Christine Patterson able to turn and find Teresa Lung. Just 1 field goal between the two teams. Playing through the nerves of this one, they've combined 1 of 8. Long, a junior out of Bayside, New York, out in Queens, a 3-year starter. Long creates separation, fired up the 3, offensive rebound, and the putback was missed inside by Christine Patterson.
I think they're being very poised. They're trying to let the game come to them, but at the same time, you can tell, like you said, those nerves are kind of kicking in. They're making great decisions. They're just missing the shots right now.
Henshin's layup opportunity was blocked, but Brooklyn will keep it. The Bulldogs 19-7. They have 6 players back from last year's CUNY championship team that upset or took care of the College of Staten Island last year as a turnover. Here's Janine Conway. Jade Aponte, a good look from 3. Aponte 35% from beyond the arc, second in the conference.
Yeah, she splashed that one in, real confident, head straight. Just a nice looking shot.
And that can change the entire momentum of this game right now once she starts feeling it like that.
Jamont, she's added 3-point shooting this year, misses that one though. And Aponte able to corral that long miss.
Yeah, Hunter's doing a very good job on the boards right now. And I thought, Ralph, that they would struggle with Brooklyn, but so far, so good.
Teresa Lung, last year battled a lot of injuries. This has been her best season. Former CUNY Rookie of the Year. The high screen on the roll by Patterson. Lung forced into a tough mid-range jumper, and Henshin able to gather the miss.
You know, I think they're struggling against this zone. They like a lot of motion and movement, and that zone is not allowing them to do that.
Another steal, though, by Hunter. 5th in the country in steals as a team, as Arias dives through and gets the lay-in.
Oh, yeah.
Ashley Arias to the rim, 6-2 Hunter.
Yeah, Arias showing her versatility right there, getting right to the basket with her left hand, using the glass effectively.
I think that was a smart decision to attack the zone with penetration as well. They've been trying to set screens on the top of it, but right now you just got to attack it.
Timeout Brooklyn, as they've turned it over now in the early going 4 times. So Hunter's pressure has gotten the very best of the experienced Bulldogs under head coach Alex Lang, who's in the middle of that huddle. Last year's CUNY Coach of the Year, and 5 times in the last 11 years he's been the Coach of the Year. Well, a great scene tonight at the Hunter Sportsplex. Once the Hawks learned that they would be hosting the championship, it was a big window of opportunity for the Hawks to get a chance to play the title game on their home floor. The conference tournament had been played at CCNY at City College on Manhattan's Upper West Side in recent years. But last year, Brooklyn used defense to take care of a high-scoring College of Staten Island team. That's been their MO and mantra over the last decade. Here's Kayla Trembone, now the freshman point guard, will come in. And now sophomore Taylor George. Here comes the trap, and the ball's stolen again. Another Brooklyn turnover. Lung getting to the elbow. Christine Patterson in the mid-range. That's knocked away and stolen to secure by Jamaat.
Yeah, that time, Hunter gets the steal, but just a little bit too aggressive going to the basket.
Trombone is able to gather it back and score after missing the initial look, and it's 6-4.
And I like the extra effort, and they jump right into this full court press immediately, trying to create another turnover.
Jeanine Conway, they call her J Money. She misses the shot. Aponte, too deep of a look.
Yeah, little nerves. Not the same kid that played in the semifinal game, scored 29 points against City College just yet, but I think just give her a little more time.
And maybe John Garrett sensing the same thing, Teresa and Sean. He calls the timeout here despite his team leading 6-4, as Hunter has opened up 2 of 11. So looking at the Hawks season, they returned 4 of 5 starters, 7 of their top 9 from last year. So they were very confident. And early in the season, though, it was about injuries. And only 4 times this year, and this is being the 4th, that they've dressed all 12 of their players. It's just been a season of illness, turned ankles, little things like that that have caused Hunter to not completely have the team that they would like until recently.
But it also built chemistry. I think the chemistry with the players that are healthy is showing up here at the championship.
Well, the Hawks' depth has also allowed them to go 15-1 through league play. After Hunter picks up in the full court, Trombone to run the offense. Jamaat got good position on the reverse layup, blocked away by Patterson off Hunter out of bounds.
I'm really impressed with Hunter's defense. They're doing a good job in the half court, challenging all shots, closing out well, and also having their hands up, Ralph. It's just good defensive pressure.
That really shows that they prepare for that inside game that Brooklyn brings.
Henshin from the elbow. That's off an Arias, who's a sensational rebounder, has led Hunter in rebounding for 3 straight years. And Brooklyn has opened up 2 of 10. This is a Hunter offense John Garrett describes as a system with a lot of freedom, as Arias, maybe not her game, missing a 3. She's only attempted 4 threes this season.
Yes, she struggled with her outside shooting in her mid-range game, but it's improved over the season.
6-foot senior Ashley Arias out of Cardinal Spellman in the Bronx. As John Garrett says, she's the reason you coach Division III basketball. Works 30 to 40 hours a week. She takes a 1 hour and 15-minute train ride each way from the Bronx down here to Hunter College.
Dedication right there.
Jamaat got to her strong right hand but could not finish.
Yep, that inside is really packed in. They're making it really tough for her to get in there and any easy shot attempts.
And on the drive, and the ball stripped away and stolen by Trombone. George has yet to get a shot off. And then Jamaat will be fouled.
Yeah, both teams struggling offensively. You can tell they're nervous, big crowd. The lights are on right now, Ralph. We're in Midtown Manhattan. You know the deal, CUNY Championship. Both teams have to settle down, get into their personal rhythm, get into their team rhythm, and get some points on the board. It's only 6-4 right now.
There's a player who just saw 33 in white, Marlena Budna, 6'1" senior, who should not be intimidated by the lights in the situation. Volleyball star, 2 years at Division I St. Peter's. Last year, she was the CUNY Most Valuable Player in the Volleyball Tournament Championship and an All-American. She's played basketball now in her 2nd year. As Jamaat with the offensive rebound back to Henshin. And then Budna able to reach high and grab the rebound. And she's given John Garrett a lot for Hunter. She usually joins the team in late November. And on the drive, Aponte is fouled.
Given the post game that Brooklyn has, I thought maybe she would start, And the fact that she has impact with size should make a major difference here. But I think the rotation, what he has with rotation and the depth on his bench provides him the luxury to bring her when he wants to.
Yeah, Budna had a big semifinal game. She had about 12 rebounds. And she's the X factor, I feel. She can affect Jamaat on the offensive end. That's going to be big for Hunter.
Jane Aponte, terrific free throw shooter, led the conference at 83%. She followed her former high school teammate, Ayanna Hudson, who was a great rebounder for the Hunter program. teammates both. Interested in potentially being a graduate assistant coach somewhere next year. There's the deflection out by Janine Conway, who also is a great defender. 2.8 steals a game, which is top 50 in the country.
Hunter does a great job extending the floor defensively with that 2-2 press out, 2-2-1 press. They're going to get hands in the passing lanes. Now they're going to make it hard for you to score, settle down in this half-court offense.
George, great feed inside. That's an easy one for Henshin.
Well, I talked to
You
soon,
must have heard me.
again, you know what, Brooklyn has been here, Ralph. We both know that 5 times in a row. You know, they're not going to just melt away.
Conway is off. Trombone, good box out. Trombone saving it right to Aponte. Down low into Arias, who's able to convert.
This is what that defense does. It causes those turnovers, and you get those easy putbacks.
Ashley Arias, second field goal. She's coming off of a double-double against CCNY in the semifinals. Just her second of the season. She had 12 and 10 in that game on 5 of 7 shooting. Final 2 minutes of the opening quarter, as both teams have tried to settle in, as Trombone again was challenged at the rim. 3 of 15 shooting for Brooklyn, 3 of 14 for Hunter. With a very loud and intense crowd on hand tonight on Hunter's home floor. Jamat got to the top side, but then Budna able to take it back. Budna got it outside. Here's Phoebe Valentin for Hunter, and she was fouled.
Super productive time for Budna, right in the game. 2 block shots. Right there, she gets a steal. And now Hunter's at the foul line. She's affecting the game right away.
Speaking of affecting the game, Phoebe Valentin in the CUNY semifinals against City. 15 points on 7 of 10 shooting. And John Garrett says, you know what, we have 3 sixth men on our team. Valentin is one of them. At just 5'3", she guarded a great player, Katie Healy of John Jay at 5'9". Didn't back down and single-handedly changed the game late in the season.
Phoebe actually plays like a starter, Raph. She really does. There's nothing left. There's nothing she's not going to leave on the floor.
Well, so Brooklyn needs Alex Mugen to step up. You know, she's a senior. She's been here before. She shoots 38% from 3. She has to get going for them to be effective.
That'll help. That's Michelle Pena. And any offense they get from her might be gravy. Pena on the pull-up.
I think they're recognizing the spots now. Everyone's settling in.
And a jumper in and out for Valentin. Offensive follow, Budna. And Jamat able to rip it down. And then was tied up. So Marlena Budna here already impacting.
Budna needs to just take her time. She's in positions to just drop those baskets off. They're really easy putback. Take your time. You got height. Nobody's going to jump up there and block that shot. All they can do is foul you.
Yep, she brought it down. That was a mistake she made. Just got to keep it up over her head and finish the play.
Taylor George on the pull-up and the foul. The late closeout by Budna.
That's that running speed. Now they're getting into their groove. Hunter settled in a little bit. Now they're letting them do what they want to do. They've got to pick back up this momentum. They've got to extend the defense some more.
Taylor George
take moments off.
could have been CUNY Player of the Year according to Coach Alex Lang. And she gets the knockdown.
Yeah, nice floater there. Jump stop, under control. Budna doesn't control her closeout. And she's on the line for the hard way, the old school way.
Taylor George spent her first year out of high school as a student at Temple. Against playing college basketball, decided she missed the sport and transferred to Brooklyn as she ties the game at 11. Final minute, opening quarter. Brooklyn, the defending champs. Hunter, the 1 seed on its home floor. Arias misses the shot. It was a quick one. With Mugen rebounding as Brooklyn looks for just its second lead. Pena into Henshin. Mugen, her first look. Way off on the 3.
Yeah, rusted that time. Knows that she should be there shooting that shot.
Aponte pushes, and one on the other end. Aponte on the feed. That's Selena Lim. They call her Slim for the Hawks.
Both teams are picking up the momentum. They're going at each other in transition. It's being effective on both ends. It's just a matter of who's going to knock that ball into the hoop.
Just caught the end of that. But she did a nice job gathering herself and taking the contact and making the shot.
She may have the best nickname in the conference. Slim, Selena Lim is one nickname, but her better or more known nickname is Green Ketchup. because as John Garrett says, it looks different than a regular ketchup. It still tastes good, and you could use it for anything. And that's what Selena Lim's role is. Sean, you love nicknames, but you're not a fan.
I can't use that one.
It is original, as Pena thought she was fouled. Final seconds, Aponte was fouled on the other end by George.
Very heads-up play, getting that ball out from underneath after that rebound, that grab. Just getting it out, looking up the floor very fast to Aponte.
Here in the final seconds of this opening quarter. So it will be Jade Aponte with her third trip to the free throw line. She's only attempted 3 threes. She's made 3 of 4. In the home win against Brooklyn College, January 25th, Aponte went for 25. In the loss by Hunter at Brooklyn, she was held to 11 on just 3 of 11 shooting.
Jade's just such a complete player, great offensive player. She's 20th in the country, Ralph, in free throw shooting. And as a matter of fact, this team is like an excellent shooting team. You know, first in the conference. You know, almost 70% as a team from the free throw line.
And Aponte has already missed 2 in this one before she knocks down the second. So Hunter with the lead of 3. Shot clock turned off to close out the opening quarter. Pena, Jamat popping out. Chanel Jamat stepping through, and the blocking foul. Adina Music was hoping to draw the charge.
She's actually a foul-prone individual, but I tell you what, she made the right decision attacking the basket. I would have loved to see her stop and pop, just let it go, give herself a real opportunity for a clean look.
2.3 remaining. Chanel Jamat last year in the championship game went for 18 points and 14 rebounds as a freshman. 52% at the free throw line though. And still the one area of her game Alex Lang is hoping she can improve, along with being less foul prone. In the 2 games this year, Sean, she played 19 minutes in one game before fouling out and 15 minutes in the other.
Right, that's just an effect of being young. You know, even though she's one of their better players, she has to learn the speed and the space.
Missing both, and Hunter will have a heave that is short. Both teams settling in after the tough shooting starts. Hunter on their home floor with a 3-point lead in the CUNY championship game on Facebook Live.
2018-19 CUNY Athletics Championships are presented by Army ROTC. Register to be a leader and an officer in the U.S. Army, Army Reserve, or Army National Guard. Lead the team that makes a difference. Hospital for Special Surgery, where the world comes to get back in the game. Visit hss.edu. Municipal Credit Union. Visit nymcu.org and support the official credit union of CUNY Athletics. Modell's, exceptional service for 125 years and a 10% discount to all CUNY students, faculty, and staff when you present your CUNY ID. You gotta go to Moe's. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the CUNY Athletic Conference. And CUNY USS, the University Student Senate.
The Hunter College Hawks, a 3-point lead over Brooklyn. Ralph Bednarczyk alongside Teresa Edwards, 4-time U.S. Olympic gold medalist. Sean Couch, former Columbia University guard. As John Garrett's team on their home floor at Hunter ended up shooting 4 of 18 from the floor, but their defense, Teresa, has been as advertised. They were able to turn over Brooklyn 6 times, including about 3 in the early going.
I've actually been impressed with both teams' defensive schemes, and they're forcing turnovers on both ends. And I think what's happening, we're waiting on their offense to settle in a little bit more on both ends of the floor, because Hunter hasn't begun to be shooting around the perimeter as well as they can.
Aponte to the outside. There's Janine Conway for 3 at 33%. She was a first-team all-conference player this year.
Shot that with confidence, Ralph. Lined it up. You know, it looks like they're ready to just make a run right now.
Not a good pass into the post. A knockaway by Selena Lim. On the push, Aponte, offensive foul. as Aponte took it into traffic, and the charge drawn inside by Jasmine Henshin.
Aponte had a chance to get rid of that ball. I thought she was going to distribute that ball to the wing there, but she decided to go ahead, and I didn't think she saw her going forward when she ran into her.
It's Hunter by 6. Let's check in back on the sideline with John Perez.
I was just in the Brooklyn College huddle, and Alex Lang really liked the way that the team was playing in transition offense. However, he said the one key that the team has to stop making is stop looping the passes down low. We just saw that in the last possession down low as Jamaat gets the basket. But he wants more direct passes on the transition offense, and he feels that that's going to be the key to get back into this lead. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, John. And much better pass into the interior for Chanel Jamaat. And Jamaat was able to convert her first field goal.
And she needed that route. She was 0 for 6 at that point, just to get her in the rhythm. Brooklyn definitely needs her to be a force inside tonight.
Conway, a contested look over Mugen, and Jamaat able to rebound. That's now 5 boards for Jamaat through about 11 minutes. Pena, another pull-up. Michelle Pena, her second bucket. First-year starter out of Maspeth High School in Queens. Alex Lang said she has a knack for picking up her game in big moments. This would qualify. And the trap outside on Aponte and the Brooklyn foul.
And what he meant was that she's a player. When the competition steps up, she steps up to it. And you can't, sometimes you can't coach that into players. You want that to come with them. He's very lucky that Pena brings that.
I think Aponte was fortunate that time on that foul. She dribbled into a double team. It just looks like she lost control of it. But, then again, the good players get the breaks.
And Hunter, not only good players, but veteran players. 4 key seniors for John Garrett's team that have been through some tough years, including 10 and 17 as freshmen. As across it comes, and Hunter gets the lane from Teresa Lung.
And that started with Selena Lim, right? Green ketchup with that nice little dime. Look-away dime also, so I might have to give her that dap.
There's Ali Mugen for you on target. Sean for 3. 72 made threes this season that led the conference at 36%.
And Ralph, you know what? These two teams, this is the best right here. They split in the regular season. They go at each other. This is what they both wanted, and we're getting a great game right now.
I really like the balance, Raph. You got both shooters on both teams, and both teams has an inside game. Obviously, Brooklyn brings a little bit more on the inside.
Mugen was able to get the tie-up for Brooklyn. She's a senior from Midwood High School in the Greenpoint area, as the Bulldogs have fought back here with a mini 5-0 spurt.
See it here. See green ketchup. Look at that look away right there. Nice job there. And that's a good sign though for Brooklyn. Mugen in the semifinals didn't have a 3-pointer until the second half. He scored 12 points in the second half, so to get her off early, can help this team.
Pena, here comes the trap out high. Pena, another mid-range pull-up. And it's going to remain here with Brooklyn College.
Hunter with that inside position. You got to go up and grab that rebound when you have position of that magnitude there.
Hunter, interestingly, with their great defense, allowing just 38%, but they're -2 on the glass this year, despite their length. This is Jamaat, right to the rim.
Very athletic, great spin move. She felt the D, created a lane for herself on that one.
Arias out of control and turns it over here to Trembone. Brooklyn with the lead. As Hunter sends the trap at the freshman, or rather at the sophomore Pena. And the freshman Trembone is trapped in the corner and does very well. Well schooled out of Susan Wagner High School in Staten Island is Kayla Trembone. And Brooklyn and Coach Alex Lang trust her.
And to be that young and to be that trusted, is kudos to her. Both freshman, sophomore backcourt, in the championship game so far, doing a good job.
Jamaat dribbles around the double and powers it up and in.
She's feeling it. She's actually realized that there's plenty space in there now. She's just got to start low and power up.
Only a sophomore, Chanel Jamont spent her freshman year trying out and earning a walk-on spot at Seton Hall under Coach Tony Bozzella. Her dreams of Division I stardom fell short. She decided to transfer as Aponte's shot was blocked, but then Trembone dribbled it out of bounds.
That starter, Ali Mugen, she just threw it ahead too far. Just an unforced error on Brooklyn's part. Can't afford too many of those, especially on Hunter's home court in the championship. Got to take care of the ball.
Hunter still just 6 field goals, but a pair of them have been threes.
Man, this crowd is just electric here. It's amazing. They haven't stopped. Great atmosphere tonight.
We're thrilled to be bringing this one tonight on Facebook Live. The men's championship game will follow tonight between Baruch and the College of Staten Island. A step back, Teresa Lung, and missed a contested 3. Lung shooting 40% from 3 this year, 3rd leading scorer. Henshin running the floor.
Great defensive presence of mind to get back and down in front of the ball and make her shoot over you.
Lung turns it down. Patterson to the mid-range pull-up. Nicely done. First field goal for Christine Patterson.
And that all started with a really nice shot fake to get in the lane. Shows control in the lane, Ralph, with the nice jump stop and uses the glass effectively.
A senior out of Miller Place out in Suffolk County, Long Island, a 4-year starter. This is Trembone. And it will count. The officials looked around at one another. They nodded the heads. They went with the blocking call and 1 for the freshman.
I'm kind of nodding my head too on that one. I thought she was set.
You know what? I thought that she was in the restricted area. That's what it looked like. I think that's the call.
That should have been called immediately if she was in the restricted area. But if
like
we're looking at each other,
we're
not
here.
sure.
Here we go. Is she in it? Oh, the angle doesn't give it to us.
You know, I was wondering if you guys were just going to agree with each other all night.
No.
We got one. We got one.
That must have been me on defense and him with the ball. Sean with the ball.
John Garrett disagrees. Kayla Trembone, who played in some big games at Susan Wagner High School in Staten Island, 73% knocks down the free throw. And Brooklyn has its largest lead. Marlena Budna back on the court for Hunter. Jade Aponte frees herself. Missed a good look. Budna tipping the rebound, the recovery to Patterson. The 3 out of the corner, that's off from Conway. And Hunter on their home floor, struggling here, shooting just 25% as Mugen frees herself for 3.
That's that experience.
On point.
That's that experience.
Released herself with a really good shot fake, Ralph. Waited for the flyby and just let it go. Nothing but net.
You see, now we're seeing that championship spirit come through, as you mentioned earlier, that may come into play against Hunter. Brooklyn looks very confident after that shot right there.
Largest lead for Brooklyn is now at 7. Ali Mugen, 4-year rotation player. The last 2 as a starter. First team all-conference this season.
There it is again. Nothing but net, no rim, nothing. See the crowd getting into it. Brooklyn, raise up. Brooklyn, rise up. Up 7 right now.
Went out and challenged themselves this year, guys. As their best win this season came out in California, Whittier College, December the 28th. They were down a couple of big times in a true road game. They got jumped on early. They even scheduled Division III, 2-time defending national champion Amherst of Massachusetts. They faced them at Brooklyn College, Montclair State, Cabrini College. So they had a 4-game losing streak. This team, Alex Lang said, we never had that kind of situation before they got back into league play and saw the benefits of that hard schedule and those experiences and the road trip.
And I'm sure that they learned a lot about themselves individually as well as collectively.
Nothing wrong with playing tough competition to get ready for the championship. Nothing wrong with it.
There's a deflection by Grace Martinez Espina, and now it leads to a steal. Trembone takes it in and draws the foul on Budna.
You got 4 minutes, 38 seconds left on the clock here. Hunter has to gather themselves and not allow this lead to get away.
Yeah. Head up, see it going right in. Oh, I don't know, Ralph. If I'm a Hunter fan, I might be upset with that. I didn't see any body contact. It looked like all ball.
And that's the second foul on Marlena Budna. And meanwhile, great production here from Kayla Trombone here for Brooklyn. As Trombone now with 5 points. A couple of field goals. Now a trip to the free throw line. She's streaky. As she gets 1 of 2. But Brooklyn expands the lead now to 8. Patterson got Jamont out in space and was able to draw the foul there. And that foul is going to be the first personal on Chanel Jamont. So a matchup that Hunter was able to exploit.
Yeah, that's good recognition by Patterson to have her out in space, and then great drive right down the lane to the backboard to draw the foul. Good call.
I'm also noticing that the officials are getting a little tight, guys. You know, on both ends of the floor. Not to say that either way, but they are getting tight with these calls all of a sudden.
There was an arm bar in that one. I saw that one. Yeah, she arm barred her and then pushed out the lane. So I'm going to let the ref get his that time.
Sean and I are going at it.
Yeah,
I saw force on the offense.
But see how the karma works? She didn't make them anyway, so, right?
Patterson at 63%. She was Coach John Garrett's first commitment after taking the job in the summer of 2014. Here she is as a senior hoping to deliver a championship. Good backdoor cut by Mugen, and she's got 8 points in a hurry.
Great ball movement, great recognition, great seeing the floor from the top.
Brooklyn by 10, Jamont with the assist. And now Trombone with another deflection.
This half-court pressure is giving Hunter all sorts of problems. See the play right here, Mugen. Look how she just slides right in. Nice floater off the glass for 2.
And on the drive, this is Phoebe Valentin, and she'll get Hunter to the free throw line again.
I really think Hunter needs to trust their offense, let that motion and movement, set good screens, make great passes. That's exactly how they got here against City College. They really were very poised in the half court with a man-to-man offense. Brooklyn's playing man-to-man. Run your offense.
I think you're absolutely right, Teresa. They're dribbling too much.
Yeah.
They're not passing enough. So just a little bit more movement. Try to get inside.
One more for Phoebe Valentin out of Archbishop Molloy High School in Maspeth, where she played for now current Mercy College coach Scott Lagus. John Garrett, incidentally, lived about a 5-minute walk away from Molloy when he was working at Old Westbury. So he got a chance to walk and see her play often and appreciate her value. There's a steal by Valentin, and Aponte gets an easy lay-in.
That's what she brings. I think he needs to keep her on the floor a little bit longer this game.
9 points for Jade Aponte. Pena dribbles against the trap, and Alex Lang wants to call a timeout to try to deal with the Hawks' trapping defense.
I'm loving this game. This is like straight New York City pressure bust pipes. I'm going to press you, you press me, handle it, do it, get it done. I love it.
My turn, your turn.
That's right.
And that was a great timeout.
Right, you see it right there. Good back tap there for Aponte to get that steal, and then right back to the pressure. Hunter making a move, down 6.
So as Alex Lang looks to talk about this one, as he thought coming into this game, we've got to limit Jade Aponte, Janine Conway. And he made an interesting point that the championship experience, maybe all it helps is from a coaching perspective. For him, he remembers his first couple of finals. This is now his 7th in the last 8 years. It was a different sensation for him. Now he's perhaps past that as a coach leading these huddles.
I think that was easier to say than what I see. I think Coach is just as intense as his players are at the moment.
Yeah.
So
Man.
I said earlier, it might be hard for him to settle them down or to run his X's and O's if he's worried about settling them down the entire game.
Alex might get a taste of that. He's going down to the Division I Women's Final Four in Tampa to do some networking, attend some clinics. He might see Gino. He might see
everyone.
He might see Dawn try to coach through these tough timeouts too, and see what pressure and poise is all about.
It takes time. I don't care if you're on the floor or if you're on the sideline. It takes time.
I tell you, he's really built this program. I've watched Alex grow as a coach over these years, and one of the things I really like about him, he's always let his players play. You know, he lets them trust their ability, trust their instincts, and play basketball, and I've appreciated that about him.
Jamaat did not need to pursue that ball. That would have been off of Hunter. And Brooklyn turns it over. Alex Lang took over this Brooklyn program 17 years ago off of an 0-26 season. And here they are pursuing another possible 20-win year, which would be their 7th in a row. Final 3 minutes of this well-played second quarter with great energy in the building. Selena Lim now on the pull-up jumper, and that's off from Christine Patterson, and Brooklyn rebounds.
Yeah, that time they got a good shot, good ball movement.
Mugen missed a good look. There's George on the follow. It rimmed out. Henshin cleans up. Another and one for Brooklyn.
A case of rebounding right there. You cannot allow Brooklyn to get that many opportunities to put that ball back in.
And that's, you see it here, that's a result of the pressure. Sometimes when you press like that in the half court, you're out of position, you know, for rebounds, and that time they didn't get back.
First foul on Selena Lim. Jasmine Henshin had an aunt living in Harlem, so she decided to go across the country and attend school and experience New York City. Sent her video link over to Alex Lang. He bit and loved her energy. The lead is 9 for Brooklyn. Valentin now playing the points. Conway, baseline drive, able to score. Tough shot in traffic there for Janine Conway.
I really like Janine. Janine shows a lot of versatility as a shot maker. Tough shot there.
They call her J Money. Henshin off the double, off to Pena. Jamaat created room. The tip, and it comes back out to Pena, and Brooklyn will get a reset.
3 rebounds right there in that one possession. This is really a difference maker right now in this game.
And the rebounding is now Brooklyn by 8. Pena on the blow-by of Conway. Jamaat another board for Brooklyn.
She is relentless right now. No one's putting a body on her, though. All she's doing is spinning, finding space, going up, grabbing the ball.
Yeah, I just like her disposition, too. She started out 0 for 6 in the first quarter, didn't panic. Said, you know what, I know what I'm doing. I've won this already. I know, just controlling the paint. And that's why Ashley Arias is subbing in for the game for Hunter. Try to control her and get her off those boards.
It's now 7 points, 8 rebounds for Chanel out of Leon Goldstein High School in Brooklyn. Led the CUNY in double-doubles as Arias does return for Hunter.
For as hard as Jamaat is working, she has to step to that free throw line and make it, make those free throws accountable for herself and the team.
And by the way, the last foul was on Jada Ponte, her second, but John Garrett is going to keep her out on the floor. Henshin had the rebound before Valentin is able to dig it out. Now the drive, Lim off to the cutting Conway.
Conway coming up big. Scored the last 7 points for Hunter.
Hunter has cut it to 5. Here comes the trap as Pena is able to evade it. Pena looking for the timeout. Ooh. And look at the hustle by Aponte diving. It'll stay with Brooklyn. That was a dive into the pool for Jade Aponte.
Look at this nice cut here. She sees it, gathers it in, and makes the shot.
I think what I love, Sean, about Hunter right now is they've settled into the fact that our jump shots are not going, our three-pointers are not sinking. Let's attack the basket. Let's get to the free throw line. If we can't, let's make this shot.
Trombone. Here comes the backside defender, Aponte, and the backside steal. Aponte, the easy 2, she's got 11. And Hunter is cutting to 3.
Bad case of ball handling, turning her back, not really seeing the floor, dribbling with her ball with the head down.
Jamaat, too quick of a shot, and then tipped the rebound out of bounds.
Yeah, Brooklyn losing its poise right now, not closing this half out like they should. On the road, taking their time and trying to get a good shot, being rushed by Hunter's pressure.
But at the same time, Hunter had to pick it up right that last 4 minutes before this game got away. This is the momentum shift of championship play.
So now it'll be Pena and Trombone, both young point guards. And Hunter will bring back their point guard, Teresa Lung. Aponte will take a seat here with her 2 fouls. But Hunter has the ball offensively. They've upped their shooting to 34% despite the 2 of 11 from 3. Conway on the cut. Lung, she was tied up on the pickup by Mugen. So another steal by Brooklyn. This is Henshin. Down low over Arias with the right hand.
Nice pivot turn inside, drop that off.
Shot clock turned off. Arias turned into traffic, out to Teresa Lung for 3.
Big shot.
To close out the half, Hunter with some late energy. They've made it a 2-point game, 36-34.
That all started with the gamble of keeping Aponte in the game and their defensive pressure. Just a good run for them, going down only 2 after being down 9 with under 2 minutes.
I think it's really, really exciting to see how Hunter's constantly adapting and adjusting. They were driving to get into the basket. Brooklyn took that away. Now they're kicking it back out, and they're able to hit that jump shot. That closes the half out very well for them.
36-34 Brooklyn. Let's go to John Perez.
All right, Alex, I know that's a big 3 to give up in that moment, but it seemed as if your team was looser in the second quarter. What was the difference between first and second?
I don't know if there was a big difference other than we got the jitters out of our system early, and then we turned the ball over too much, and then we started making some plays.
Your bigs were making plays down low. How would you like the way that Jamat and Henshin have been playing down low for you?
I thought they're doing a good job. I would have liked to see, some more calls, because it seems like they call a lot of hand checks on us, and then we get hit around the basket and there's no calls. So I don't know how to combat that, but I'd like to see some more calls around the basket. It seems like we're getting hit on the arm a bunch of times.
All right, thanks, Alex. Guys, back to you.
Brooklyn was able to put together a lead by as many as 10 before Hunter made the late run to make this a 2-point game. Brooklyn looking to go back-to-back. Hunter looking for their first crown since 2004. When we come back, we'll have a look and a listen at the 2019 CUNY All-Star Luncheon with all the various award winners for both men's and women's sports, including an interview coming up with John Merlin Padilla, also on the way from Hunter on Facebook Live.
In New York City, there is a place for people that want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, where if you work hard, the possibilities are endless. A place to learn, train, and play. In that order, the City University of New York Athletic Conference. This is where it all comes together. Find your people, be a part of a team, and don't just play the game, change the game. Champions aren't born, they're built. The City University of New York. Be exceptional.
2018-19 CUNY Athletics Championships are presented by Army ROTC. Register to be a leader and an officer in the U.S. Army, Army Reserve, or Army National Guard. Lead the team that makes a difference. Hospital for Special Surgery, where the world comes to get back in the game. Visit hss.edu. Municipal Credit Union. Visit nymcu.org and support the official credit union of CUNY Athletics. Modell's, exceptional service for 125 years and a 10% discount to all CUNY students, faculty, and staff when you present your CUNY ID. You gotta go to Moe's. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the CUNY Athletic Conference. And CUNY USS, the University Student Senate.
36-34, Brooklyn with the lead over Hunter here at the very loud and passionate Hunter Sportsplex. Ralph Bnorchik alongside Sean Couch and Teresa Edwards. Really good half, guys. Sean, let's start with the Brooklyn perspective. We talk so much about championship experience at every level, men's and women's. Brooklyn trailed early. They found a way to battle back. What made them dig deep? What did they dig deep to?
You know what? They didn't panic, and I like the fact that even when the crowd was in it, they just stuck with their offense. They didn't try to do too much, and then they let their better players take over. And with Jermont, playing better in the second half, and then also when you look at what Henson has done, scoring 9 points, they've done a good job in the interior scoring points and getting in this game.
And Teresa, quickly, how about Hunter?
I think Hunter, they weathered the storm, like you said earlier. They've been weathering the storms, and that shot gets on, it's going to be on for them if they ever crank it up with those three-pointers.
Both teams with all-stars that were announced last week at the CUNY All-Star Luncheon. Here's a listen to all the dignitaries and award winners here on Facebook Live. The spectacular setting of the Water Club on Manhattan's East Side is the annual setting for the CUNY Athletic Conference's Basketball All-Star Luncheon. Commissioner Zach Ivkovich, CUNY dignitaries, and standout student athletes all gathered to hear their names announced and receive their plaques ahead of the CUNY Championships. Here are some of the award winners.
Well, I just worked very hard in the off-season. I thank my teammates because they're always pushing me. I thank the coaching staff because they always have trust in me throughout the game, and that's basically it.
Coming into this season, I was just worried about just playing. I didn't think about the accolades, the awards, because I knew it would come.
It's kind of like a dream scenario. It's kind of like if you sit down and write it on paper, this is how you want it to work out. Your first recruiting class, now that they're seniors. Here we are, 15-1 in conference this past year.
I just focused on working hard and getting my teammates involved and, just enjoy playing with those wonderful ladies.
It definitely means a lot. Just showing how much I've grown as a player to win an award like this and to keep growing as a player and win something bigger than what I won last year. Definitely my family, my team, my coach, they always told me to never give up, even through all the injuries, the upsets and everything like that. They always told me to keep pushing through everything.
I did it for high school, so I knew it was going to be difficult, but I was able to do it. I was in good shape as is from soccer, so I was used to it.
In 2014-15, I was coach of the year, and to get back to that stage, every year you make it to the regional tournament, but it's just something special about being a part of the CUNY Championships.
All the coaches tell you, and you understand it, but you don't understand it till you actually go through a fire. Understanding every decision is a key decision.
It's been a great year, but definitely challenging when it comes to managing the many not just personalities, but basketball abilities. We have a lot of people that can do a lot of things, and for everyone to buy in and make sure that everyone's chipping in and doing their part helps make us a more complete team.
Teresa Edwards was here. How about what she means and maybe your interactions with her? And I think the impact, just her presence here, I think is significant.
The amazing thing is that Teresa probably doesn't know the impact that she has. She knows it, but she's always surprised by it. We've been friends for a long time. I appreciate her more than she ever knows.
Significant in 2019, Commissioner Ivkovich acknowledged the 2018 Division III NJCAA National Champion Hostos Caymans women's basketball team.
When you think about it, we've never had it in women's basketball, and to say that we've broken new ground and to have that potentially repeat itself, wow. It's mind-boggling. It's so appreciative of everything that Hostos women's basketball has been able to accomplish, and I hope it's a sign of things to come.
And also honor the legacy of the late, great Ray Rankus, a former CUNY athletic director and basketball coach.
I always think of him as a teacher, like a consummate educator, somebody that deeply cared about the impact that he had on the young men that he coached, and it had nothing to do with basketball. As much as successful as he was, as great of a person as he was, a coach, amazing coach, all of that is there for sure. It'll always be there. It's going to be his legacy. To me, his legacy is something different. It's going to be about the impact that he had on the lives and how he's helped to advance their careers and their lives through education and through sport.
34, Brooklyn leading Hunter at the half from this 2019 CUNY Women's Basketball Championship game. Let's go back to John Perez with a special guest.
I'm here with Bridgette Bryant and Dr. Bryant. A special night here in the CUNY Athletic Conference. I know there's a lot of alumni in the stands too that are rooting on Brooklyn and Hunter. What role do alumni have in the development world?
Oh my gosh, they mean everything. That's the natural constituency from which you seek donations.
How would you like the way that there are some students that are out there obviously that will be alumni, but I'm sure some of them could get involved or maybe have some aspirations to get into the development world where you are. So what advice would you give to them?
So you mean as donors or as people who are working in development?
Both.
Well, I think if in either, they should probably volunteer with their local development offices and get to understand what the field looks like, what it feels like to make a gift, what it feels like to connect with alumni. Even though they're already an alumnus or an alumna, it's different when you're on the other side, trying to engage people, get people excited about coming back to their campuses. So it's about volunteering, really.
Yeah, I know that you were at Brooklyn for 1 year, and you have to keep, as a student, and you have to keep it neutral, I know that. But what do you remember about your time at Brooklyn?
Oh, Brooklyn was awesome. I was going for my master's program. It's a lovely campus. It's a beautiful campus. I enjoyed the faculty. I just really had a wonderful time at Brooklyn. It was a home away from home.
Well, it should be a good rest of the half, and obviously you got a good game coming up. We really appreciate you coming on. That's Dr. Bridgette Bryant. More when we come back.
If it weren't for CUNY, I probably would have second-guessed my potential. I'm a first generation in terms of going to college, getting a degree. I'm able to provide for my family a lot more, and it's something that I didn't think was originally possible. CUNY is equalizing the playing field for students, particularly students of color, students who are low income, and students who are first generation.
Nobody in my family went to college. Now I not only learned English, I graduated and then I'm teaching English, helping immigrants.
I'm a CUNY early college graduate, where I graduated with my high school diploma and associate's degree. Being that I was so young taking college classes gave me more motivation to continue my education. I went on to finish my undergrad at Brooklyn College. And I currently work as a 6th grade math teacher at the same very school that I graduated from as an early college student.
When I decided to enroll back into school, being a mother, it was hard in getting back into studying. So I went through Math Start instead of having to do the remedial. And I continued into the ASAP program, which has been life-changing for me.
I started in the continuing education program as an ESL student. My interaction with faculty really changed my view on how much education can provide.
John, a big bucket before the end of the half got your team a little bit closer, but what was the message that you gave your team in the locker room?
It's about our defense. We don't have an offense unless we play defense. Our defense creates turnovers, gets the pace of the play going better, therefore we can get some more offensive buckets, which is what we need to do. It lets us kind of dictate the pace of the game.
On your offensive side of the game, though, Jada Ponte's leading the way with 11 points. What do you like about her game thus far?
Jade's Jade. She's a senior. She's a 4-year starter. She's 1,500 points. She's the player of the year. You just let Jade do what she's done all year to get us here.
All right, thanks, John. Appreciate it. Ralph, back to you.
Thank you, John. So John Garrett wants his defense to trigger a bit more offense. His team did so late in the second quarter to climb within 2, 36-34. Let's have a look at our first half highlights. Eventually, both teams got going. Late in the opening quarter, this is Jada Ponte, who leads all players. Teresa, she's got 11 on 3 of 7 shooting, 3 assists, 4 steals.
She's all over the stat sheet, actually. It looks hard, but she's been putting in the work.
Ashley Arias with that early drive that got Hunter going, and she finished with 4.
See, early in the game, Hunter moving the ball, getting easier shots, but then Jamont took over.
Chanel Jamont, 7 points, 8 rebounds in the first half, and importantly, not in any foul trouble, played 18 minutes.
Very
Teresa
good
in that first half.
Very good. Her, as well as we see Mugen here take shots, she's really stepped up her game today. They're solid with Jamont and Mugen. If Jamont cleans up a few more, it's going to be great.
Hunter's patented defense. They were able to collect 9 steals, including getting an easy lane there from Aponte. On the glass, though, Brooklyn, Sean, 28-21, including 11 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, they really controlled the paint. And you see here, good cut by Hunter's Christine Patterson. Both teams getting into their rhythm. You know, both shooting 50% in the second quarter of the game. And the game has really picked up, and it's been very entertaining.
It's Brooklyn trying to go back-to-back. They lead by 2. Third quarter when we return to Hunter on Facebook Live.
2018-19 CUNY Athletics Championships are presented by Army ROTC. Register to be a leader and an officer in the U.S. Army, Army Reserve, or Army National Guard. Lead the team that makes a difference. Hospital for Special Surgery, where the world comes to get back in the game. Visit hss.edu. Municipal Credit Union. Visit nymcu.org and support the official credit union of CUNY Athletics. Modell's. Exceptional service for 125 years and a 10% discount to all CUNY students, faculty, and staff when you present your CUNY ID. You gotta go to Moe's. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the CUNY Athletic Conference. And CUNY USS, the University Student Senate.
(36-34), Brooklyn with a lead over Hunter. As we're about to start this third quarter, Ralph Bednarczyk alongside former Columbia guard Sean Couch and former U.S. Olympian and 4-time gold medalist Teresa Edwards. We're at a great scene tonight. It's been a pleasure to bring you this one tonight on Facebook Live. Just a reminder, the CUNY Men's Championship will come your way at 8 Eastern. So that'll be Baruch and the College of Staten Island. CSI trying to go back-to-back. Baruch looking for their first title since 2016. Brooklyn led by as many as 10, but Alex Lang thought his team could have even capitalized a little bit more. John Garrett telling John Perez at the half, hoping to speed up the pace of play and get his defense to transition and lead to some more offense. Jade Aponte gets a quick look to start the quarter. Off of the shot, Marlena Budna begins on the floor with Arias, so a much bigger lineup to start for Hunter. But on the push ahead, Taylor George off the ball fake. And then lost it and was tied up by Ashley Arias. And the Arrow is going to keep it with Brooklyn.
Yeah, Taylor right there. Nice ball fake. She should have just shot it, try to draw a foul right there. Got a little timid in the paint. And she is the shortest player on the floor, so I understand her being a little apprehensive, but, she could draw that foul.
Or she can stop and pop.
There you go.
You have the height differences. You got to stop, get the space you have, use it.
And Teresa, in the first half, they did a good job with the mid-range, stopping and popping and floating that ball in.
Absolutely.
Henshin and missed that. Righty runner with Aponte on the rebound and Hunter with possession. It was Hunter that got off to a good start before Brooklyn settled down and put together a run and grabbed the lead by as many as 10 at 31-21. Aponte in and out. Marlena Budna on the follow and one.
Great job keeping that ball above her head, never bringing it down an inch. She can do that all game.
Perhaps some of the volleyball skills, you've got to go hands high to block. Marlena Budna was an honorable mention All-American last year as a junior, 2-time first-team All-CUNY in volleyball. Can't convert, but as John Garrett says, she's just a Division I athlete. She moves differently than everybody else.
I like the presence of mind. I like her physicality out there.
Pena on the entry. Jamont crowded. Jamont on the kick out. And the travel as Mugen looked to skip it across. And Brooklyn gives it back.
Big adjustment to start Budna in the second half. Over number 21, Christine Patterson. Just trying to get more presence on the boards. Nice adjustment by the coach.
Yep, so both Arias and Budna out there for Hunter. This is Ashley Arias challenged at the rim by Henshin, who may have gotten a piece of it.
And I think Ashley feeling that she wants to contribute a little bit more, but she's got to attack that a little more aggressively.
Pena, another floater, ran into Budna. There's Jamaat, though, uncontested again on the glass.
Right, and that's why it's important to stop, as Teresa said, to pop, because that drew the defender out, and there was Jamaat right there to clean it up.
Hunter able to handle 1-2-2 pressure by Brooklyn. Jade Aponte, a transition three.
She looks anxious and ready for the ball this half.
Oh, yeah.
She really wants it. That's what, a third attempt, I think, so far. That's good for her. She's looking to score.
Oh, yeah, that was NBA range there.
Yes.
Long three.
Second three for Jade Aponte. Pena, a contested two. Henshin, another offensive rebound. Out it went for the buried three on the outside. There's Taylor George for the first time at 33% beyond the arc.
Yeah, Taylor shot that like she was in the park.
And then Arias, a little unsure, travels.
It's championship game. You can't afford to make those type of mistakes. That's unforced. That's you got to get focused.
That's right.
I mean, if the officials are tight, you got to be tight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's a senior. Got to make sure that she, is reliable with the ball.
So Brooklyn back in front after the brief lead by Hunter. Again, Hunter with 2-3 trapping zone defense inside Henshin. Got good position. Jamaat again on the offensive glass. And if that's Marlena Budna, that is number 3.
Yeah, despite her being in the game, Jamaat is owning the territory in the paint. She's doing a great job.
Ashley did a great job contesting that shot, but no one cleaned up the boards. Nobody put body on Jamaat.
It is Budna's third. So that's a conundrum for John Garrett, as he was hoping to go bigger in this second half, but he's going to have to save Budna for perhaps the fourth quarter.
I think he had a great game plan, though. Let's start big. Let's make it hard for Jamaat on the inside, take away some vision, and get ourselves back in this game.
So third offensive rebound.
Well, this third quarter, Jamaat got a chance to practice against a good Seton Hall team. Every day was a 4-year starter at Leon Goldstein High School. The all-time leading scorer in that program, but felt she could have played at a higher level and gambled to go to Seton Hall as a student and try to make the team there. Conway stepping out, well short. The long rebound, George. And George, who can be a blur, has it knocked away from behind. The push by Aponte. Hunter 5th in the country in steals, and their numbers have showed that here, including Aponte, who led the conference in steals at 3.5 a game.
Less than 10 on the shot clock.
Ashley Arias dribbled it off of her foot and out of bounds. Wow. They got the call right.
I really think Ashley wants to be able to contribute more. I think she's just going about it with a little too much aggressive energy in the wrong way. You got to stick with the team, stay in the confinements of what you need to do on offense.
Yeah, that's her second turnover in a row, just dribbling the ball, not being strong with it. Has to get a little lower in that lane and be more decisive.
Great ball movement again. There's Jamaat feeding the baseline for Jasmine Henshin.
Just showing her versatility, Ralph, just doing it all, passing, rebounding, scoring, controlling the paint.
George knocked it out off of Aponte with a well-timed trap.
The pressure's on, and I think Brooklyn just has the momentum. I keep looking at the game from my eyes here on the sideline, and it looks like Hunter's doing it. Every time I look at the clock, Brooklyn is really in command of this game.
And Sean, it's so interesting, I used the phrase earlier, it's like a chess match. You have two high-pressure defenses. Normally you don't see a ton of basketball games in that sense where they're almost identical on that end of the floor, as there's a blocked shot from behind on George by Janine Conway.
And I think that's why these teams are in the championship. They make you play. You have to beat their pressure, understand that they're going to come at you with traps, and with different defenses and solve that puzzle.
Arias trying to get going on target with the jumper.
And that's what you want to see from your senior. I make a mistake, I make another one, but I'm not going to let that faze me. I'm going to make sure to contribute.
Pena had it knocked away by Aponte. She recovers. The skip to George. And time to shoot for Brooklyn. George navigates through, and then the kick ball. Aponte had 2 deflections during that sequence.
They definitely have picked up that defensive intensity They got to come up with the ball. I think she's taking chances trying to reach around the backside and you know, to hit the ball out. But you better. It's going to be 5-on-4 if you're not successful at that.
Aponte had picked up 2 fouls in the first half, but was able to manage through it. Midway through the third quarter, Brooklyn led by 2 at the half, seeking their second straight CUNY championship. The winner heading to the Division III NCAA tournament. Kayla Trombone back on the floor for Brooklyn, and she misses the runner in the lane.
She got away with a travel, but it's okay.
Back on the court, Christine Patterson for Hunter. Conway off to Aponte. Ran into Henshin and forced it up. A good job by walling off there by Jasmine Henshin. Down to the rim, Henshin, righty reverses off. George, though, comes up with the hip pocket steal and then the foul.
That intensity, she is not quitting. She's not letting up. There's no letdowns on offense or defense for her.
Well, she's coming up big. I mean, great steal, great anticipation. Jumps right in the lane, then draws the foul. It's a good job. And I think she's going to shoot there on that shot. Looks like she was going up for 2.
I really think Hunter needs this time out more than anybody because that was really a lack of daisical moment. You don't see who's behind you. You're not aware of where the ball and the man is at all time. That ball went between 2 players like it was nothing.
John Garrett trying to rally his team. Their only conference loss came at the hands of Brooklyn. Back on January 3rd, Brooklyn won the game 62-51. But Hunter won their first regular season title since winning the league tournament back in 2004. They won the North Division that year when there were 2 divisions. Now there's just 1 single division, and they're 18 wins this season, the most also since that championship 2004 team. And a lot of upperclassmen that have an opportunity to win a title on their home floor. 9 different players, remarkably for Hunter, have scored in double figures this year. The most balanced team in the conference. As Taylor George able to get the first. Out of Whitehall, Pennsylvania. 2 free throws for George.
Those free throws can make a huge difference for the outcome of this game.
Aponte defended by George, Brooklyn's best defender. Arias on the entry. Patterson, backside pass, Arias. Valentin. Patterson on the tough drive, header blocked away by Mugen from behind.
Hunter did a really good job with motion and movement that time. They just cannot get that easy look they're looking for.
Trombone with the double screen. 5 points in the opening half for freshman Kayla Trombone, looking very poised. Great pass underneath, and Mugen is fouled.
Their interior passing is just really tight. Just great bounce pass on the baseline to Mugen, and Mugen moving backwards, catching the ball and drawing the foul.
Brooklyn is definitely more in tune with the game right now.
Oh, yeah.
Hunter seems like they're a second or 2 off of every pass or rotating defensively right now in the half court.
It's been an evolution in the game, Ralph. You know, I remember when Teresa and I, when we were playing, that baseline pass wasn't like a big part of basketball.
No.
You know, now guys drive and they'll jump in the air and they'll pass along that baseline because of the percentages of corner shooting and backboard shooting. So, you know, it just shows you how the game has changed over the past 20, 25 years.
Oh, go back to Steve Nash with the Phoenix Suns making that popular.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And it's gone to all levels, men's and women's, as Mugen makes both free throws, and 80%.
I didn't see Steve doing that in college. But in the NBA, man, he made it a staple.
The floor got bigger for him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Brooklyn by 8. They have answered each one of Hunter's runs. Selena Lynn back on the court as she tries the baseline pass. It's deflected. Arias, and then she turns it over, threw it to George, and then the Hunter foul.
I'm thinking that Hunter is trying to penetrate and kick, but they're looking more inside with those passes. If you're going to close the gap, pull a defender towards you, you got to kick it outside with more definitive passes.
Yeah, they're running like a double horn set, and what they're trying to do is pass the ball within the paint area.
Yes.
But you have to do that with ball fakes. You have to do shot fakes, ball fakes to create defensive movement, and that's not happening for them.
It seems really crowded in there.
Yeah, it's very crowded in there, but it works if you have players that can finish in the lane and draw contact. But right now, they're not doing a good job of it.
Trombone with a hard hedge outside by Conway. Out to Taylor George. And another offensive rebound for Brooklyn as Trombone off of the shot. And then Jamont slips, but she was fouled. Another trip to the free throw line for Chanel Jamont.
As we've mentioned from the top, offensive rebounding has really been the ticket for Brooklyn.
And you know what? This is turning into John Garrett's nightmare. He did not want to see Brooklyn control the paint like this. That's how they lost to them at Brooklyn. Brooklyn now rebounding them by 10. And that's what's happening right now.
And it's as simply as getting a body on someone.
Right. And that's why with Budna out of the game, Hunter is losing that battle. They have to find a way to group box out. Maybe a zone, Ralph. I'm not sure.
And it's been Jamont now with 13 rebounds through less than 3 quarters, along with 12 points. The foul is on Selena Lim. That's her third. A valuable member of the Hunter bench. Here comes the pressure. The deflection. Out of bounds. Good hustle there by Brooklyn. And Grace Martinez-Espina to knock it out.
Yeah, Ralph, just to go further, I mean, they've just done a great job, Brooklyn, on the offensive board. She has 7 offensive rebounds, just controlling the paint.
And Jamont, maybe more importantly, Sean, only 2 fouls.
That's right.
So this is already by far the most that she's played against Hunter this season.
Right.
As now the hand check is called against Kayla Trombone.
But Brooklyn shouldn't be too content. This team can shoot and score quickly. Hunter is top in the league in 3-point shooting and in field goals made, so they can heat up real quick, and this is their home floor.
They've got to keep that confidence, though. They've got to start playing to win and not waiting to win.
Jada Ponte leads all players with 14. On 4 of 11, though. Rolling to the basket, Arias. A good look. And Conway missing a 3. Arias, though, on the rebound. Hunter trailing by 10 for the second time tonight. The Hawks as a team shooting at 35%. Good numbers in Division III from beyond the arc as Arias, out of control, turns it over.
That left hand is floppy. She's having trouble going left. Let's get that under control. Got to go a little lower with it. Each time she's gone left, she's lost the ball.
Yeah, and she's going to put her head down. She might as well drive it all the way to the rim until she gets fouled or something.
Yeah, just put it on the deck and go.
14 turnovers apiece. Final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Trombone. Mugen met on the closeout. The skip opposite George. And then George hoping to draw the foul. A good no call by our officials tonight, who have also weathered the storms of this great crowd tonight at the Hunter Sportsplex. The top 2 seeds in the CUNY women's basketball tournament. Winner off to the NCAA tournament. Brooklyn, the defending champs. Arias rolled to the basket. 10 to shoot for Conway. Jay Money on target.
Ooh, that was needed. That was so needed. They need to feel what it feels like to put the ball back in the basket. Now they've got to turn up the defense.
Janine Conway out of St. John the Baptist High School out in Suffolk County, where she played for former Hofstra star Kate Gordon. Out of the corner, Mugen, an air ball. Martinez-Espina had the rebound. And we'll get a tie-up. And the arrow is going to point Hunter's way with 1:08 remaining in this third quarter. With 1:08 remaining. Third quarter shooting, Brooklyn just 3 of 14. But they've gone 8 of 8 at the line. That's what's allowed them to push the lead now to 8.
1 minute remaining in the third quarter.
Aponte chased off the arc by George. And they'll get the bump against Taylor George. And that's team foul number 4 against Brooklyn.
Taylor George, that's
And that is George's third.
team's third.
Aponte again chased off the arc. A fresh shot clock for Hunter. Conway attacking Mugen, who again blocks it out of bounds. Staying vertical is the 5'10 senior Ali Mugen.
Mugen's doing a great job keeping her body in front of the offender as well. She's just moving her feet. She's using her height, light, really long wingspan on her.
Phoebe Valentin. As she turns the corner, there's Jamont with the block. Consecutive block shots by this big Brooklyn front line.
Very good weak side help, rotation there.
About a 6-second shot and game clock differential to close out the third. Pena. Martinez Espina, she's a shooter, but that's an air ball. Chance for a run out for Hunter. Pena had a deflection. The clock down to 5. Valentin. Mugen had the rebound. Arias with 1. The shot will count if it had gone.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the third quarter.
The defending champions in the CUNY Athletic Conference, the Brooklyn Bulldogs. They won their first title since 1980 last year. And now they're looking to go back-to-back and steal one from the Hunter Hawks, the top seed on their home floor. What a fourth quarter we have for you when we come back on Facebook Live.
2018-19 CUNY Athletics Championships are presented by Army ROTC. Register to be a leader and an officer in the U.S. Army, Army Reserve, or Army National Guard. Lead the team that makes a difference. Hospital for Special Surgery, where the world comes to get back in the game. Visit hss.edu. Municipal Credit Union. Visit nymcu.org and support the official credit union of CUNY Athletics. Modell's. Exceptional service for 125 years and a 10% discount to all CUNY students, faculty, and staff when you present your CUNY ID. You gotta go to Moe's. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the CUNY Athletic Conference. And CUNY USS, the University Student Senate.
A great scene tonight in Manhattan on the Upper East Side, the Hunter College Sportsplex on Lexington Avenue. Ralph Bednarczyk alongside former Columbia guard Sean Couch, former U.S. Olympian, 4-time gold medalist Teresa Edwards. What a scene tonight between Brooklyn and Hunter. A really loud gym. Brooklyn, the defending champs. They defeated the College of Staten Island last year. Their first title since 1980. They're the 2 seed. And they've got the Hunter Hawks, the 1 seed on their home floor. A bit on the ropes as the fourth quarter begins. It's Brooklyn by 8. Henshin and the great read by Conway on the steal. Janine Conway with the lefty lay-in.
Great start to this fourth quarter. That's how you put the pressure on folks. Turnover, capitalize.
The other way, the quick shot by Mugen.
Well, Hunter's about to turn this game into a track meet right now. You can see it. They're going to press and they're going to run.
Valentin. And the crowd would have exploded there had that 3 gone.
You can see her second guessing herself before she took it. It would have been wise to just pull up.
Mugen chased off the arc. Mid-range is off. However, the air ball caught by Jamont, who continues to clean up.
Continues to get it done. A nice way of adjusting her body to get to the backboard to make that shot.
And Jamont only 2 fouls. That's been maybe the biggest plus tonight for Brooklyn. She had been in foul trouble in both regular season games. There's another block inside, but there's Patterson, though, on the loose ball for Hunter.
That looked like a case where Jamont didn't want to pick up a foul, and they got that loose ball. But Sean, you know, it's what Jamaat does before the ball gets there. It makes her so effective when she shoots.
Right. As George raced ahead. Boy, how much energy does Taylor George have? Just 5 foot, but plays with big heart. Missed playing basketball and wanted the combination of hoops and speech pathology. Played AAU basketball her whole life. Also played club field hockey, and while she was at Temple, would be watching college basketball, wondering, would go to Temple basketball games as a student, and wanted that chance to go from being a spectator to a player.
That's awesome. That is awesome. That's a dreamer that made it come true.
Now I'm looking at the body language of both of these teams. Both of these teams are in great shape.
Yes.
You know, you look at them, nobody is hunched over, breathing hard, and the pace has been frantic.
Yes.
You know, we're going to get a good next 7 to 8 minutes of basketball.
George gets both free throws and has 10. Make it 4 different Bulldogs in double figures tonight. Aponte driving past George. Mugen again with the block.
No one is taking that swing through. I'm swinging by, one dribble, power up, pop. Let that shot go. No need in forcing it. Take what the defense gives you right now.
Brooklyn really getting after the ball. That's their 5th block of the game.
A hand check inside against Michelle Pena of Brooklyn. Her second. Let's have another look at this Mugen block, her second of the game.
Good body control, both hands up, gives the wall and knows exactly where the ball is at to deflect it.
A fresh shot clock as Valentin took it strong and is going to the line.
Great effort. It's really advantageous for them to slow this game down somewhat. Be poised in the half court. Make sure you're either going to get a great shot attempt or you're getting to the free throw line to get yourself back in this game.
Among the things that John Garrett, when recruiting Phoebe Valentin, noticed, she played her best against the top competition like Christ the King, the Murray Bertram players during AAU, all those Division I players. She was able to rise to that challenge.
Now that's more evident while she does go this hard, while she is intense and a very good competitor.
Second team foul against Brooklyn here early in the 4th quarter. George and Pena, along with Trembone, 3 fouls each for Brooklyn. 3 players, Valentin, Lim, and Bugna, 3 fouls for Hunter. 1 of 2 for Phoebe Valentin. And this allows Hunter to set up pressure. Trembone running out of time. And Trembone is tied up. And the arrow points to Hunter.
Now, I started out really impressed with that, the way she took the trap, but she made the mistake of dribbling to the side instead of staying in the center of the floor.
And killing that dribble.
Yeah, killing that dribble. All right, and that's a freshman right there, so it's almost there, but she has to know, time and space on the floor.
Valentin right into Jamaat, who comes up with the swat. However, George, before she fired, stepped on the sideline.
Great pushing that ball against pressure, getting it across the half court. Relax, you're in control here.
There's no time for unforced errors for Brooklyn.
Aponte has been held to just 1 3 in the second half. This is Patterson, wild shot as Henshin again, who's played so well down low on the interior.
It just seems like everybody wants to be so close to the rim before they shoot. I mean, just a half a step back would make a huge difference in what the basket looked like.
George will take the pull-up. And then Aponte will be fouled by Henshin, so that's now 3 quick fouls on Brooklyn. Still relatively early in the quarter.
Yeah, I'm looking at Hunter's offense right now. I think, Teresa, you're right. It's just too much congestion. I think they have a better chance with the dribble drive. If they can spread them out a bit, get their guards going to the basket, maybe off a pick and roll, or even, off of maybe a 1 dribble and a go, to get in that lane. They've had success getting in the lane, they just haven't finished.
Exactly.
So maybe clearing that lane out and getting more drives to the basket.
And the shot blocking by Brooklyn has been a factor as there is Aponte, who will draw the third foul on Henshin. And Jade Aponte trying to get herself going. Gets another trip to the free throw line. Timeout call by Brooklyn's Alex Lang. To gather things, John Garrett has been trying to change the pace and the tempo as his game. As he told John Perez at the half, he just has not been able to have that wave of pressure that Hunter has been known for.
You know, he has to expect that. This is a championship game. Brooklyn are champions. They know how to win. You're trying to get that one with this group. So you have to expect the unexpected and adjust consistently in a championship game.
Well, when Brooklyn's executing their game plan, Hunter averages 75 points a game. They're at 48 right now. So this game is going according to plan. Half court. Don't get them in transition. Don't turn the ball over where they can convert our opportunity, our mistakes into points. And they've done a good job not doing it. Even though they've given up the ball, they've turned the ball over. If we can get the stat for Brooklyn, they've turned it over 17 times, but Hunter has not converted or had a good conversion ratio off of those turnovers. And they're not shooting the ball off the free throw line also. They're a 70% free throw shooting team, and they're only shooting 8 for 17.
Wow. And that's Aponte, too.
Yeah.
Guys, that leads the conference at 83%.
Just unfortunate that so far the shots are not consistent. They're just not hitting them.
But they're only down 6.
Exactly. They're still in it.
Yeah, they're in it.
Trombone. And reading the angle there was Valentin, almost came up with the steal. Jamat pitching, Taylor George all day. Offensive board, Trombone able to get that to go off the rim and down.
A great closeout on the shooter, just nobody to pick up the loose ball.
Aponte fires in and out on the transition look.
And then you come down and you get one attempt. That's not going to work in the end. You've got to get more shot attempts. You've got to crash your offensive boards as well.
George off the skip pass.
Nice job by Brooklyn not to rush and take that shot. Just good veteran play by a young team.
George the pull-up. Jamat this time challenged by Arias.
Very lucky she didn't make that. She had that inside of position once again.
Firing the three, there's the make. Janine Conway, J Money cuts it to 5.
If you're gonna make a run.
And here's the trap and the takeaway by Patterson. Inside it goes Conway to the right hand turnaround. It's a 3-point game.
Money.
J Money. She's coming through.
In these times, Rob, you need one person to take it upon themselves to take over the game, and that's what Janine Conway is doing right now. Got a nice little Kobe turntable right over her right shoulder. Nice soft touch, and the crowd is up. See her right there, stopping and popping on the catch and shoot. And then here, nice little dream shake off the glass for 2.
16 points now for Hunter's Janine Conway to lead all players. Spent her freshman year at Division III Susquehanna in Pennsylvania, wanted to come closer to home. And John Garrett had recruited both Conway and Christine Patterson out of high school. They were AAU teammates, so that was the connection. And they were longtime friends. So Conway has come alive, and so is the Sportsplex.
Anytime you wear 23, you come to work, okay?
So that's the most sophisticated Hawk mascot I've ever seen. He looks like a New York.
Another steal. Conway for the tie.
Hey!
Jamat in trouble. Knocked it out off of Conway.
She's got ice in her veins right now.
I feel it. I want the ball now. You see that?
Team's on her backpack time.
She looks poised too. She looks confident. She's just relaxed. She's just playing. Forget the plays. It's time to play ball.
Janine Conway has 10 points in less than 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. Another steal. Pena lost it. Patterson gives Hunter the lead.
They jump right back into the press.
And then the travel by Henshin.
This is momentum. When you have the officials and everything's falling into place at once, now Brooklyn has to get settled. Now they've got to break this press and make it a little bit easier on themselves.
There it is again. Janine Conway, and then there on the steal, that's Patterson going in. Hunter up by 2. Just like that, Ralph, just like we said. Big change.
Valentin follows it up with an and one.
It is what? Infectious. Everybody's feeling it now, right?
Yeah, Phoebe, that's grown woman style right there in the lane with the nice hop step. And look at it, here's the move, here's the replay. Look at this nice high rip, and then she like twisted with her right hand. Gets it in there.
Back into the press.
Timeout, Brooklyn College. It's a fourth quarter explosion for the Hunter Hawks. They have outscored Brooklyn 19-6 to take the lead.
I've noticed Coach Garrett has changed the front line of that press. He has some pressure on the ball now. They're not just throwing it in and looking up the floor trying to break it. It's like a 1-2-2.
Yep.
It's all over the floor. Now you're really feeling the pressure. Now Brooklyn is probably feeling that energy there.
Right.
It's the end of the game. How is the stamina?
Now they have to make the adjustment. They went from a 2-2-1 to a dominant one, like you said, Teresa. And it's giving them all sorts of pressure.
Brooklyn has turned it over 7 times in this fourth quarter. Janine Conway with a 10-point spurt has sparked them. And the Hawks, they've done it in a lot of different ways, but mainly feasting on those Bulldog turnovers.
Right there, you have number 23, Janine Conway. Again, with the 3. Turnover there, and that's Christine Patterson going in for the deuce. And the last one there, Phoebe. Nice drive to the basket off the bucket.
Once Conway
for the
did it,
M1.
everybody wanted a part of it. That's all it took, like you said earlier, Sean.
She did. Janine Conway, 10 points in the fourth quarter. It's really turned it up. Hunter in total turn-up mode right now.
I like how Coach Garrett changed the plan coming out the timeout in case they were prepared for it, but
Brooklyn with a calm answer. More great interior passing.
And Jamont was ready as well.
And they're in their dominant one also.
And here's the Brooklyn pressure. George got the deflection. Conway the recovery. The skip to Aponte. And she wears that number 11. Loves Steph Curry and his style of play.
Clock's down to 6.
Conway getting a piece is Henshin, but there in the right place at the right time is Patterson.
Great decision to penetrate, try to get it to the basket, recognizing that the shot clock was going down.
That's when everything's going right. A shot was blocked and right to Patterson for 2.
Trombone trying to escape out of pressure. Henshin. Trombone will go to the pull-up. Gets herself to the free throw line with 3:46 left. And Brooklyn trailing by 5. They've led by as many as 10.
It's good ball movement there for Brooklyn to get that. Thinking of Ali Mugen, not in the game right now, their best 3-point shooter. Look for her to come in maybe to make a difference.
Exactly. I also think that both teams have to be really smart on defense. You want to keep everybody in front of you. You want to turn around and box out. You cannot give up any more offensive rebounds on either end of the floor. There goes one.
2 misses, but then the offensive rebound by Jasmine Henshin.
Freshman guard, sophomore guards under fire right now.
Aponte just picked up her 3rd. Important possession for Brooklyn. They get Ali Mugen back on the court.
I think Hunter wants to remain intense on defense, but they really don't have to give up these fouls, the reaching fouls. You do want to be intense.
Inside, and the shot is off. Brooklyn led this game 51-41. It was a 19-6 start by Hunter in the quarter. Underneath, tough layup is off by Lung.
You've got to take it possession by possession if you're Hunter. You got to definitely make sure you use the clock offensively.
And look at the hustle by Patterson.
No need to rush this. You got 6 possessions left in the game. No need to rush this.
Long on the reset, under 3 minutes to go, as Hunter looks to finish the job. Conway could do it. Pass up ahead, Henshin made the tough catch, but lost it on the baseline.
Bad decision right there. I mean, it was in her hands, but it was just too tough of a pass to handle in that situation. That's Kayla, the freshman, trying to advance the ball ahead. You know,
and we get a foul against Brooklyn's Jasmine Henshin there, and that's her 4th. Brooklyn is over the limit. So free throws here. It came prior to the inbound. So that'll send Ashley Arias to the line, 60% free throw shooter. Hunter's put together a 23-8 run, and you expand it further.
Very impressive, very championship-like, and just while we're looking at 64-59 with 2:33 left in the game.
They've outscored Brooklyn 21-8, or I should say in the 4th quarter rather than, and going back to the last bucket of the 3rd. Still 2.5 left. Ashley Arias missing both.
Hope that doesn't come back to Hunter.
And the free throw shooting tonight by Hunter has been off, but the pressure has been always on. Trombone this time weave through. Mugen a step back, buries a big 3.
She was waiting for that for about 5 seconds, and once she got it, she knew where it was going.
A 2-point game in the CUNY championship. Both teams have traded punches. Conway wants an answer.
Conway is playing with their body and their mind. That was a very good decision not to force that pass, to wait on a good look.
Basket's looking real big for Conway. Look at that steal there.
Conway came up with it, missed the shot. Arias is able to rebound.
Nice.
Locates Aponte on the cut.
Keeping the press run.
Conway, another deflection. And the save by Arias. On the pickup, it'll be Jamat, who went to the splits. Aponte took it away. Chaos in the final 90 seconds. It's Hunter by 7. Conway glides to the basket.
They keep piling it on, and they're still pressing. Brooklyn has to figure out a way to get this ball up and over the half court.
John Garrett just jumped 8 feet off the ground after that steal. He could have dunked the basketball around as high as he went off the Hunter coach. They're smelling it right now.
Oh, yes.
There he is. He went up. Hey, I wish we had a camera. He went up like 10 feet. He could have dunked the ball around on the alley-oop.
Brooklyn has turned it over 10 times in the 4th. Henshin airballs the jumper with a minute to go. The Hawks appear down and out as they foul Aponte with 56.3 remaining. The Hawks pressure that John Garrett has said, that's our strength. We have a lot of depth.
Yes.
And we can live on turning people over. And it took a long time, but it eventually showed up.
You're absolutely right. They played this entire game, and in this fourth quarter is when that press was most effective. And I think it took something out of Brooklyn. Those turnovers and that run just took the life out of them so far. But we keep fouling, and as long as these free throws go in, Hunter should be okay.
Aponte with 19 after making 2. Jamont, who has been a load inside. Mugen desperately knocks down a 3. Timeout, Brooklyn. Or check a timeout, Hunter, to advance the ball with 46.4 remaining.
That's really plenty of time if you're shooting like Mugen's shooting. You keep the fouls, you got to create the, I don't know, the little fright for shooting free throws, make them think about it. But as long as you're hitting shots, and it appears to me that Mugen's the only one that can hit jump shots right now for Brooklyn.
I'll just give the ball to Conway. I mean, she's just put this team on her back and willed them to this 8-point lead. She's just taking the game over offensively and defensively, and it's just been an amazing run for her.
17 second-half points by Janine Conway. Let's show you how the girl they call J Money has gotten it done tonight.
Yeah, J Money there, and you know, you can just tell her head is still, everything is falling through. There it is again. Look how easy that stroke is.
Instinct.
And then on this drive, her head is up. Nice finish off the glass. Just getting the job done.
A 15-point fourth quarter in a championship game for junior Janine Conway. Foul applied on Teresa Lung. Brooklyn has been over the limit. And Lung at 66%. Strides to the line with 40.7.
That's a 4. Teresa Lung will shoot 2.
Teresa Lung, a player that Hunter coach John Garrett has said by far has been the best passer in CUNY. And he saw her play at the AAU Junior Nationals down in Washington, D.C., was recruiting someone else. And he noticed how calm Lung was on the court, how she communicated. And she is trying to steer the Hawks to a title.
Type of player you want on the floor at the closing minutes of a big game.
She makes 1 of 2. Jamont all the way to the rim, but missed the lefty layup. Patterson is fouled.
Jamont is a little too anxious, and a little desperation shooting will cause you to make, throw up a shot like that.
Christine Patterson has been in the Hunter Challenging Nursing Program. Interned at NYU Langone. Now is at Mount Sinai Hospital doing clinicals and playing basketball. So much on her plate. Well, this is going to feel really good when she gets a chance to relax.
Yes, it is.
Missed the first 9 games of the season, suffering a broken wrist during a scrimmage. Still tried to play through it before they eventually had to shut her down. Mugen, a deep 3, thought she was fouled. Out it comes to George. 15 seconds to go. George runs into Arias. Hunter controls. Patterson is fouled. And the Hunter College Hawks have put together maybe the best quarters of their season. Down by 10. And they have scored 32 points in the fourth quarter on their home floor when it looked like they were down and out.
Yes, I thought so for a second that they weren't going to pull it together, that the shots wasn't going to come into play. Not until Conway hit that big 3 did it change the momentum, and they kept it. They put that pressure on, and they've come up with all the turnovers that they've needed and capitalized.
Ralph, it was about 5 minutes in the third quarter. I remember I mentioned that they averaged 75 points a game, and they were at, what, 48?
40, yes.
They have 76 right now, so they went straight turn up, just straight fire on offense.
Like they've kind of remembered who we are.
That's right, and now they're on the verge of winning the CUNYAC championship for 2019.
The celebration can begin. The dream is realized by Hunter. The Hunter Hawks capture the program's first title since 2004. They scored 33 points in the fourth quarter. They dethrone Brooklyn tonight, 76-65.
Congratulations to the Hunter College Hawks. They are the 2019 CUNY Athletic Conference Army ROTC Women's Basketball Champions. Congratulations to Brooklyn on a very hard-fought season, and congratulations to the Hunter College Hawks. Brooklyn shot 14 of 21 from the free throw line. The top scorers were number 25, Jasmine Henson. She had 11 points. Number 4, Alexander Lubin had 16. And number 33, Janelle Jamont, also had 16 points. For the Hawks, they shot 15 of 28 from the line. The top scorers, number 21, Christine Patterson,
Sean, Raph.
Number 11, Jada Butler, 19. And number 23, Janine Conway, a game high of 24 points.
And this crowd tonight at the Hunter Sportsplex would not let their beloved Hawks go down without a fight. Even while trailing by 10, they never gave up.
They never gave up. They were in it the entire time. Sometimes it didn't feel like it. Sometimes it looked really, really hard. They stuck with it, and somehow the chemistry came into play with that, with that experience. I told you, I felt something with Hunter. I felt that they could pull it out.
I'll tell you, for the seniors, I mean, this is just a culmination of John Garrett building a dream, saying, come to Hunter. Come and win a championship. This, with Jackie Meadows, a tradition of championship winning back in the 2000s. So this is their 9th championship, and it's probably one of the most exciting games that I've seen. One of the best comebacks that I've seen in my 20 years of announcing for CUNY.
These seniors went 10-17 as freshmen, 12-14 as sophomores. Lost a good battle last year to Brooklyn in the semifinals by 7. And as John Garrett says, it's the dream scenario. Your first recruiting class, your first full recruiting class in his 5th season, that you're able to recruit them and lead them up the mountain. They get to a final, they trail by 10, and then they win it. With a 33-point fourth quarter, Jada Ponte among those, Christine Patterson, that believed in it and committed to the program before there really wasn't much recent winning tradition in the decade before that. Selena Lim, the senior in that 4-year class as well. Ashley Arias, the 4 that have been there since the beginning. And for Brooklyn, a bitter pill to swallow. They were handling and weathering the storm all night. But then the Hawks were just ignited with Janine Conway lighting the flame, and her teammates joined her.
The Brooklyn College Bulldogs.
So let's go to John Perez with an exhilarated, I think, John Garrett.
John Garrett, a very happy John Garrett. 5 years in the making. You're going to the NCAA tournament. When the clock hits 0, what's going through your mind?
I mean, it's just these group of kids, the seniors that we have, they're my first recruiting class. They mean so much to me. They worked so hard, and I just love this moment for them. They came here when I was a new young coach, unproven, and we've been in every position. Their freshman year, we struggled. We barely made the playoffs. And they just believed in us. They believed in each other. They believed in our program and our philosophy. And just tonight, this whole year has sort of just felt special, a little bit different, all led by them.
I know that one player that's gotten a lot of attention this year was Jada Ponte, and rightfully so, but it was Conway that stepped up when he needed. How about the way that she was able to turn it on?
The biggest thing that's changed us from 2 years ago to this day is Janine joining us. Last year, we had a balanced threat on either side. You couldn't really run 2 at Jade anymore. So when you got to play one-on-one basketball in a spread, we just had an advantage in speed, athleticism. They really all believe in each other. They all trust each other. They don't care who has the ball. They don't care who gets the points. They don't care who gets the deflection. They just want to compete and win. And Janine is a silent kid like that. She just lets her game talk for herself. She plays the top of our defense all the time and just gets deflection after deflection after deflection, whether it shows up in the stat sheet or not.
All right, John, go breathe and go celebrate. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
That's Sean Garrett, champion in the CUNY Athletic Conference.
Number 25, senior Jasmine.
As John Garrett describes, and I think the best point of that, Sean, was how much his first recruiting class meant to him. They took a chance on him. They took a chance. They believed. They saw a vision before tonight was ever thought about. Well, so did Janine Conway. She was a believer. She's now with John.
Second year on the team, winning the CUNYAC championship. When the moment goes to zero, now that it's happened, what's going through your mind?
This is amazing. We had a freaking amazing crowd. We knew we just had to keep up the energy, and they weren't going to give up, and neither were we.
How much onus did you put it on yourself, and pressure did you give yourself in that second half? And when you put that pressure on yourself, you excited your team. Just take me through your mindset.
Well, Coach told me fourth quarter was going to be my quarter. I struggled in the first half, and I wasn't going to give up. I knew I was coming back.
I know the year's not over. You guys get to continue to play, but what are you going to remember about this group?
We're going to remember this amazing win with this amazing crowd on our home court, and nothing's better than that.
Janine, go celebrate. Thank you very much. Janine Conway.
And Janine Conway is about to learn that she is named the most outstanding player, and rightfully so, with a 15-point fourth quarter, 24 for the game. She shoots 10 of 20. And Conway, even beyond the numbers, infused energy to this Hunter team when they were looking for someone to come through. What a game, and there's still another one to follow. The College of Staten Island, the defending champions on the men's side, will battle Baruch, a perennial power. That's coming up at about 8 Eastern. You can join us for that broadcast coming up on Facebook Live. Just look for the brand new links. For John Perez on the sideline, for my partner Sean Couch, Teresa Edwards, I'll talk to you guys very soon. My name is Ralph Pignorchik, and congratulations to the Hunter College Hawks. They captured their first CUNY championship since 2004, putting together a fourth quarter that they'll never forget. We'll talk to you soon on Facebook Live.